Hi, my name is Denise Herndon. I'm a volunteer with S.A.C.K, and I'm going to show you how to make the granny stripe soap sack. This is the written pattern found on soapsacks.com, and this has the one with the loop. It has a loop here. There's also the option to do a drawstring. The pattern shows the loop, so that's the one we're going to do today, and I'm going to do it in a solid color. You can do it in multiple colors, whatever you want to do. So to get started, we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to connect it to the first chain with a slip stitch and chain 2. So now we have formed a loop. You can see that. And we're going to make 10 double crochets in that loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Tighten a little bit. I'm going to double check that I have 10, not counting my chain 2 there. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 double crochets on row 1. So I'm going to connect it by joining it in the space between the chain 2 and the first double crochet and chaining 2. Tighten that up a little bit. So for row 2, we're going to do 20 double crochets. We're going to do 2 double crochets in each space around. So 1, 2 in the first space, and then 2, and this is 6. So make sure you have 20 when you're done with this row. Just 2 double crochets in every space around. Listen to the dog chewing her kibble as I do this. And now the dog's getting her water. Very loudly drinking her water. Okay, almost there. Okay, one more hole. So now we have our 20 in row 2. And again, I'm going to connect between the chain 2 and the first double crochet I did in that row. This is row 3. So to start row 3, you chain 2, and now we're going to do 1 double crochet in that first stitch, 2 in the next. We're going to do 1 in the next stitch, and 2 in the next one after that. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around for 30 stitches in row 3. So while I get that done, if you need to pause the video if you crochet slower, you can do that. If you want to speed it up, if you crochet faster, you can do that. This is the base of the soap sack. This is how all of my soap sacks start. First 3 rows always look the same. About halfway around. And just listen to the dog chew her kibble again. realized she was so hungry when I started this. Okay, getting there. 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way around. Okay, a couple more to go. I should have made sure the dog's bowl was empty when I started this. Okay, so at the end of row 3, you'll have 30 double crochets. Connect between the chain 2 and the first double crochet again, and chain 2. So this is your base of your soap sack. You can cut off that thread now or do it later when you're all done. So for row 3, this starts your granny stripe. So you've chained 2, you're going to do 1 double crochet in that same stitch, skip the next 2 and do 3 double crochets in the next stitch after that. So you'll have a gap of 2 double crochets in between the chain 2 double crochet and your your 3 double crochets. I don't know if that shows. We're going to skip the next 2 spaces and do 3 double crochets in the next. So you're going to do that all the way around. 3 double crochets, skip 2 spaces, 3 double crochets in the next space. And this will be row 4. Your first row of your granny stripe. And if you want to change colors, this row is a good one to change colors on. Some of these I've changed colors on at that row. If you want to do it in solid, that looks good too. Okay, almost there. 3 double crochets in this space. Skip 2. 3 double crochets in the next space. I believe the dog is done eating now. Okay, this is my last one for this row. And that gives me 2 spaces before my chain 2. And I've just found that it gives me a good space for the next row if I chain 1. After that, connect it in the space between the chain 2 and the first double crochet and chain 2. That shows. So for row 5, we're going to chain 2, and in the space we created in row 4, we're going to put our 3 double crochets. So that's what we'll do for this row. In all of those spaces that we created in row 4, we're going to put 3 double crochets. So you have your chain 2, 3 double crochets in that first space, 3 double crochets in the next space, and do that all the way around. And this is row 5. You'll do this for row 5, 7, and 9. Row 4 is the same for row 4, 6, 8, and 10. And that's how you get this soap sack. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then a double crochet row on row 11. If you're doing drawstring, you can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on row 10, do a double crochet, chain 1, skip a space all the way around, and that gives you a space for your drawstring. And then chain 50 for a drawstring. So we can do this all the way around for row 5. Just 3 double crochets in every space around for row 5 on 7 and 9. Just repeat the rows. The odd rows will all be the same, and the even rows will all be the same. And once you've made a couple of these, you'll have it memorized. Your base is always the same for your soap sacks, and then all your even rows are the same, and your odd rows are the same. Okay, so getting to the end of row 5. Three double crochets in this last space. And always join in the space between the chain 2 and the first double crochet, chain 2, and then 1 double crochet in that space like we did on row 4. And now in the space we've created in row 5, that's where we're going to put our 3 double crochets. So in every space all the way around, we're going to put 3 double crochets. Okay, so this is at row 10. Row 4, 6, 8, and 10 are all the same, and row 5, 7, and 9 are the same. So this is row 11. Going to chain 2 and do one double crochet in every stitch around. You should have 30 if you're counting. And if you crochet tighter and it's smaller, you can add a row. If you crochet looser, you'll be fine, but you can always decrease a row if you want. But for row 11, 1 double crochet in every stitch around. So that's what I'm doing now. This yarn is a little looser too, and it'll be a little bit smaller than, say, this one here. It's a little thicker yarn. Came out a little bit bigger. As long as it fits a full-size bar of soap, it'll be fine. Got halfway there. And this soap sack is in Stacy's favorite color, turquoise, but you can do any color. Just about done. Okay, a couple more to go. And this is an H hook in case you're interested. So last stitch is in this chain 1 from the row below, and then a connect and the space between the chain 2 and the first double crochet. For the loop, I'm going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Connect it down at the base with a slip stitch. Just like that. And then cut that off, pull it through, and then I'll hide that end and that one at the beginning. And I'm all done, and that's all it is. There's your granny stripe soap sack. Thank you for watching.